Picture this. You wake up, scroll through your phone, hit snooze, maybe twice. You tell yourself, today I'll start changing my life. But then, nothing changes. You go to work, come back, eat dinner, maybe watch Netflix and call it a day. It feels familiar, safe, comfortable. But deep down, there's that quiet whisper. You were made for more than this. That whisper is the sound of your potential, trapped inside your comfort zone. And here's the hard truth. Comfort is the enemy of growth. The same routine that makes you feel safe is quietly stealing your future. We've all been there. That job you don't love, but don't hate enough to leave. That relationship that doesn't hurt, but doesn't grow you either. That dream you keep postponing because the timing isn't right. I used to think that as long as life wasn't bad, I was doing fine. But what I didn't realize is that fine is the most dangerous place to live. Fine doesn't make you uncomfortable enough to change. Fine doesn't challenge you. It just keeps you existing. Every morning, millions of people wake up stuck in that exact same cycle. Not because they lack goals, but because their comfort zone has disguised itself as peace. It feels calm, but it's not growth. It's stagnation. Here's the psychology behind it. Your brain is wired for survival, not success. It craves patterns it can predict. That's why it keeps pulling you back towards safety. The same routines, the same environment, the same people, even if they don't serve you anymore. When you try something new, start a business, apply for a job, speak up in a meeting, your brain fires off alarms like, danger, uncertainty ahead. But in reality, that's not danger, that's your growth alarm. The people who break through in life aren't fearless. They just learn to recognize that fear doesn't always mean stop. Sometimes it means this is where you're supposed to go next. Think about it. You want to get fit, but the comfort zone whispers, tomorrow's a better day to start. You want to speak up in that meeting, but the comfort zone says, what if they laugh at you? You want to launch that side project, but the comfort zone reminds you, what if you fail? And so, you stay still, not because you can't move, but because you've convinced yourself that stillness is safer. But here's the truth. Safety doesn't exist. Whether you move forward or stay still, life will challenge you. The only question is, do you want to grow through pain or stay trapped by it? Psychologists call it the Yerkes-Dodson law, the sweet spot between comfort and chaos. Too little stress, and you stay stagnant. Too much stress, and you break. But just enough challenge. That's where transformation happens. Think of it like lifting weights. You don't grow by lifting something easy. You grow by lifting what stretches you, by tearing small fibers so they can rebuild stronger. The same applies to your mind, your habits, your life. Growth lives in that space where you're uncomfortable, but still capable. That's your zone of growth. And every time you step into it, your comfort zone expands. I once met a young man who spent years dreaming of becoming a designer. But every time he wanted to apply for an internship, fear would stop him. He'd say, I'll do it when I'm ready. One day, after another rejection email for a job he didn't even want, he realized something painful. I've been waiting for confidence to show up, but confidence never comes before action. So he applied. He failed. He applied again. He failed again. But each time, something shifted. He became sharper, more creative, more resilient. Today, that same kid who once doubted himself designs products for global brands. Not because he was fearless, but because he stopped waiting to feel ready. You don't grow into courage. You act your way into it. The truth is, growth doesn't always look glamorous. Sometimes it looks like waking up an hour earlier when your bed is warm and your dream feels cold. It looks like saying no to comfort so you can say yes to progress. It looks like awkward conversations, failed attempts, long nights of self-doubt, and slow improvement no one sees. But that's the part that builds you. That's where character is born, not in the comfort of certainty, but in the chaos of trying. Most people don't avoid discomfort because they're lazy. They avoid it because of identity. When you step outside your comfort zone, you challenge who you believe you are. You're no longer the quiet one. or the one who never takes risks. You become someone new, and that's terrifying. But here's the secret most people miss. Every time you break an old version of yourself, you get closer to your real one. That's what personal growth truly is. Not becoming someone else, but returning to the person you were meant to be before fear started whispering lies. Have you ever stepped into an ice-cold shower or an ice bath? At first, your body screams, "Get out!" It's shock, panic, discomfort. But if you stay, just breathe and endure, your body starts adapting. The cold becomes manageable. Your heart slows down. You realize you can handle more than you thought. Life is the same way. The discomfort never disappears. You just get stronger in it. You build tolerance. You build courage. You build the habit of not running from the hard things. People often say, "When I feel ready, I'll start." But that's like saying, "I'll get in shape before I go to the gym." It doesn't work that way. Readiness is a myth. Nobody's ready for the next level. They just start climbing and figure it out along the way. The truth is, the next level of your life always demands a next level version of you. And that version doesn't exist yet. You have to build it through action, failure, and persistence. So let me ask you this. If nothing changes, what happens in 5 years? Same job, same habits, same someday dreams collecting dust? That's the cost of comfort. Not pain, but regret. Not failure, but never knowing what you were capable of. People always talk about the pain of trying, but the real pain is looking back and realizing you never tried at all. Here's the thing. Stepping out of your comfort zone doesn't mean you have to move mountains. Sometimes it's as simple as saying yes to something that scares you. Sending that message, signing up for that class, walking into that meeting. It's about proving to yourself, I can do hard things. And the moment you do, your brain rewires. It starts to trust you again. It starts to believe, if I survived this, I can survive more. Confidence isn't built in silence. It's built through small wins that stack into belief. Neuroscience shows that when you push past comfort, your brain creates new neural pathways, literally rewiring itself for resilience, focus, and adaptability. Every time you do something unfamiliar, your mind becomes more flexible, more capable. It's like upgrading your internal operating system. That's how high performers, athletes, and entrepreneurs grow faster. Not because they're gifted, but because they've trained their brains to love the stretch. One day, you're going to look in the mirror and realize that the version of you standing there isn't the person you dreamt of becoming. Not because you failed, but because you stopped moving. And that's when you'll have a choice. Keep protecting your comfort zone or protect your potential. You can't have both. Every decision you make is a vote, for your future or for your fear. So today, I challenge you to do one uncomfortable thing. Just one. Send that message. Speak up. Try that class. Apply for that job. Make that move. Because if you do it today, you'll wake up tomorrow a little bit braver. And that's how transformation happens. Not overnight, but step by step, breath by breath, choice by choice. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need more time. You don't even need to feel ready. You just need to start, because everything you've ever wanted is waiting for you just outside your comfort zone. Stop waiting for the right moment. Make this moment right. Because the truth is, comfort never made anyone legendary.